or the separatist politician Sajjad Lone's path-breaking decision to fight the 2009 Lok Sabha elections. I would visit the valley to gather material on them. These stories held a touch of poignancy, tinged with irony for readers, as a Kashmiri Pandit in exile was writing about prominent Muslim figures of the valley without rancor and even celebrating their successes. It was on one such sojourn in 2006 that I forced my way into the Karan Nagar locality. The area where we lived was like a ghost town, dotted with rows of dilapidated, empty houses, ravaged by time and utter neglect. For me, it was like visiting a tomb, trying to connect with a past buried in the ruins of those houses, yet alive in my memory. I had to literally force my way in, as the stretch where the Pandits used to live was, and still is, occupied by the security forces. The Rashtriya Rifles and other units had made the area their headquarters. Permission from them was necessary to make a visit, which I was denied initially. However, when I threatened the officer that I would write about this treatment in the papers, he relented. On the main road, just before the turn towards the lane leading to our house, I saw the Gur, milkman, sitting in his shop. I immediately recognized the old man as the one who would deliver milk to our home every morning. I became emotional and told him who I was. I don't know whether he could really remember me as the child with whom he had once enjoyed playful exchanges. But when he said, "Why did you do this to us?" pointing towards the barbed wires and the armed security men, I was left unnerved. My wife Mukta and daughter Akshi were with me. Seeing the red bindi on my wife's forehead, the security men realized we were Hindus. One of them asked me with hissing venom, "Why are you talking to these bench?" I could not agree with his language and did not share his sentiment. But I did understand where his anger came from. Being in an alien land where the majority consider you an occupying enemy force that kills before it talks must take its toll on one's psyche. I would witness a similar outpouring of rancor from a young Rashtriya Rifles Jawan I met at the Delhi airport in 2015. I was on my way to Jammu and the Jawan, possibly in his 20s, was sitting next to me in the plane. We started to converse, and that was when I heard his story. He felt envious of the fact that I was living with my family and could air my views without any fear. His own life, he felt, was nothing but miserable. He had recently become a father and was returning to work from his village in Rajasthan. He told me that his life in the camp in Srinagar, though comfortable in material terms, was not worth living. "We are in an enemy territory. The locals are not with us, and no matter what we do, kill or love, they are not going to be with us. We are told that we should do this for our Tiranga, national flag, so I do it. But at what cost? I am away from my wife, my parents and child, trying to hold on to a place which we all know is not with us. I don't understand politics. I am doing this job for a living and wish all this could be solved so that I can be closer to home." Home. Even today, 200 Magazine House, Karan Nagar, Srinagar, is not a mere memory to be recreated through words or seen in dreams. It is a place where I formed my first impressions of the world, cocooned as I was in the care of my parents. Life then was like drawing lines on a blank sheet of paper. It was a house inhabited by around 24 people, all relatives. We were a joint family that shared a single kitchen, where the women would be busy from early morning to late in the night, cooking and serving their husbands and children. There were servants, both Hindus and Muslims, mainly helpers from the public works department, where most of the adults in our family worked. However, for a servant to enter the kitchen, he had to be a Hindu. The Saraswat Kashmiri Brahmins did socialize with Muslims,